Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and see how many of these facts you may not know. The Steelers are the oldest franchise in the AFC and the fifth oldest franchise in the NFL. The Steelers are the only NFL team not to have a season with 12 or more losses since the league expanded to a 16-game schedule in 1978. The first game on September the 20th, 1933, the Pittsburgh Pirates with their coach Forrest Dowds took the field against the New York Giants and lost 23-2. Their record that year was 3-6-2. Prior to the 1940 season, the Pirates renamed themselves the Steelers. During World War II, the Steelers experienced player shortages. They twice merged with other football teams. The first was with the Philadelphia Eagles, calling themselves the Steagles in 1943, and the second time was Chicago Cardinals, calling themselves the Carpets in 1944. The Steelers are the only team that puts their logo on only the right side of the helmet. 2007 season, the Steelers introduced Steely McBeam as their official mascot. As part of their 75th anniversary celebration of the team, his name was selected out of a pool of 70,000 suggestions from fans of the team. Steely was meant to represent steel for Pittsburgh's industrial heritage, Mick was for the Rooney family Irish roots, and Beam for the steel beams produced in Pittsburgh. Steely McBeam is visible at all home games and participates in the team's charitable programs and other club-sponsored events. What do the Steelers and the Supreme Court have in common? The answer is former Supreme Court Chief Justice Brian White. White was one of two Chief Justices to be appointed by President John F. Kennedy. He played college football for the Colorado Buffaloes, where he enjoyed a very successful career, even being voted an All-American. When he graduated, White was signed by the Steelers, making him the highest-paid player in professional football at the time. He stayed with the team for one season. Ed O'Neill, who played Al Bundy on Married with Children, played football at Youngstown State University in the 1960s, and O'Neill was, believe it or not, signed by the Steelers in 1969. Sadly, though, Ed never made the final Steeler roster as he was cut during training camp. The 1979 Steelers were the first team to be entirely homegrown. Every player on the Steelers roster was either drafted by the Steelers or was signed as an undrafted free agent. That means that not a single player on the Steelers roster that year had worn another NFL uniform in their career leading up to 1979. Only once in franchise history have the Steelers gone winless in a season, and that was during the 1944 season when they had temporarily merged with the Chicago Cardinals because of worker shortage due to World War II. Their record that year was 0-10. The Steelers fans' tradition of waving a terrible towel during the game was started by Myron Cope.